what's up everyone, and welcome to our Second Opinions discussion of BioShock 2. Today I'm joined by Anthony, Mark, and Arthur. All three of you have played BioShock 2, I hope. So I guess just to kick things off, let's just go down the line and say how we feel about the game in general. I mean, not a full review, but how the game struck you in its entirety.
I mean, I guess I went into the game with kind of lower expectations because the idea of BioShock returning to Rapture again was kind of questionable for me, but I knew that there were team members from the original game working on it. And I have to say that when I played through it, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed the ways that they tried to improve upon the combat of the original, and little things like the hacking. And overall, I mean, I liked it a lot.
I felt that, like, I enjoyed the first one for what it was, really enjoyed the atmosphere and stuff like that, but I felt that by the end of that game, I had pretty much had enough of it. Mm-hmm. So going into BioShock 2, I wasn't especially excited to play it.
Yeah, and then once you experienced it, did it change your mind?
No, I mean, even more so than I expected to. It felt exactly like BioShock 1.
Arthur, what did you think when you were coming into this game?
I think the first one felt like a game that existed because Irrational and Ken Levine in particular had something to say, and this one came into being because 2K wanted it on their earnings statement.
Right.
The most important thing to the original BioShock was the way they introduced Rapture.
Right.
And so being able to explore that and experience it for the first time is really what I think made people fall in love with that game, you know? And when you get into the second one, really that magic of seeing that for the first time, it's not there.
I thought the most successful addition to the gameplay was the drill. Mm-hmm. I thought that it was sort of easy to ignore as a weapon, but once you actually tried using it and stuff, it was really effective, and it could, I think if they had done even some more stuff with it, it could have really defined the game, but I think as it was an effective weapon, and it was fun to play with, but
a pretty good idea.
Wasn't stressed heavily enough, I think.
Well, let's move on to the storyline. What did you guys think of the story? Did you think it was a successful addition to the Rapture storyline, or, like some people say, it's sort of out of place and really should have been a prequel, not a sequel?
I really liked the story and the atmosphere and stuff of the first BioShock, and I mean, I don't think that this one could even possibly be as good, just because the first was so original and fresh, and this is working off of that.
So let's move on to multiplayer. What did you, I mean, I know, Anthony, you played multiplayer the most. What did you think of it?
I thought they did an excellent job with it. Like, it's very well made, and they have all the things that should make it addicting, like, leveling up, like a persistent character, and the fact that you can customize loadouts and all that.
Right.
But again, when I played it, I was like, this is fun, and I'm having fun playing it, but I can't see a reason why I would ever play this when there are like so many other multiplayer games out there.
Right, so you don't see yourself coming back to it time after time.
Or ever.
Okay, so we perhaps have been a little bit overly critical of BioShock 2, but that's what we do to these games we love. We pick them apart and we talk about every aspect of them. Just give us a reason why this game really still is a 9 out of 10, a 4 out of 5, editor's choice sort of game, sort of production.
I mean, for me, I still think that it's a great game. I mean, the first BioShock was amazing, but this one, the experience of seeing Rapture for the first time is gone, but I mean, it's still fun to play. The combat's improved, and like I said, the story, being in Rapture again the second time isn't a bad thing.
I don't know. I wouldn't have given it a 9 myself, but
yeah.
I think like the last game, its strengths are in its presentation and its story and atmosphere and stuff like that. I think that stuff's still strong. Mm-hmm. For me personally, I'm more motivated by gameplay, and I didn't feel that was very strong, so I personally would not have scored it so high, but I could definitely see how people that are, into story and into characters and stuff would definitely love it, because that's what it's all about, and it still does it well.
I mean, our Tom Price reviewed it and gave it a pretty good score. I think I liked it a little less than he did, but I think the elephant in the room with any discussion about its merits is just that BioShock existed, and BioShock was considered this landmark title this console generation, and BioShock 2 is not that, but you don't need to be a landmark title to be a good game. I mean, there's a reason for those scores, even if it isn't BioShock again.
It's probably a testament to this title that we are able to discuss it so deeply and talk about every component and nitpick it like that. Most titles don't warrant this long of a discussion in the first place, so if you haven't seen BioShock 2, you should probably check it out. This has been a Second Opinion from IGN, GameSpy, and Team Xbox. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.